Hello, you guys. This is Preem. I'm here to talk some shit. I'm here to talk about the different archetypes of queens and why I have been talking about divestment on my YouTube page so much, and why I have my YouTube channel so much, and why I've been talking about that also in my blog. First of all, I did post a new blog. It's about it's an ode to Eve. In case you have not noticed, I am from Blackistan. I am from the ghetto, the hood, and the likes. So a part of my I wish that my audience is black women who are from the ghetto, who don't think that they belong in these spaces, who don't feel worthy. And that blog about Eve was just to remind you that you are worthy of everything, girl. You are worthy of it all. You were born a regnant queen, and every black woman has the potential to rise to the occasion. So I came to talk about queens because, speaking of how every black woman has the ability to rise to the occasion, I have been kind of giving black women the easy way out in talking about divestment, because, and speaking about divestment, most of the times we're talking about marrying other races of men and dating other races of men. But of course, I already said, to me, divestment is more than that. Divestment is just, getting out of Blackistan and all things that don't serve black women, or don't no longer serve you. I mean, I hope that everybody here listening is a black woman, so we're talking about divestment for black women over here. But that's not what this YouTube page was about. I just really I have trouble stepping into my own divinity, and I know that a lot of black women have problems stepping into their own divinity. So an easy way to kind of get away from being a sovereign queen, get away from being a regnant queen, because get away from stepping into our power, is to just date out, right? To just date other men. And I'm going to get into that how this happens, and the different archetypes. So it's 4 different archetypes of queens, and that's that. It's no other kind of queen. It's 4 different archetypes of queens, and I'm going to tell you what they are. The first queen that I'm going to mention here is the queen. The queen mother. Right? The queen mother, and that's how most black women behave. Even if you don't have thuns, you're behaving this way. You're acting, as the mother of a king, right? You have put your sons up on his pedestal, and you have named them all kings, and you are acting as his mother. And that's how most black women exist. That's the queen that we most identify with, right? She's nothing outside of being his mother, right? She had a husband, or she was married to a king. He died, and now her title is to be the queen mother. That's she is queen because of her son. Right? Her son is who makes her the queen. The fact that her son is going to be the king, it makes her the queen, because she's his mother. And this queen is called a queen dowager. This woman is called a queen mother, right? The queen dowager is the wife or the widow of a king, right? So, we're not widows to a king, because there was never no kings in the fucking castle, right? There was never no kings in the fucking castle, and your sons ain't kings either. But, black women have taken on this role as a queen mother, and that's how we live our lives. But who we really are is the Queen Regnant, right? This is a queen all on her own. This is the sovereign queen. This is a woman who is sovereign, who is equivalent in the rank of king to a male, right? And that is who Black women actually are. And I'm going to, so these are sovereign queens. I know you guys have heard me say sovereign queens, and, you know, have called Black women to be sovereign, right? But the thing about being a sovereign queen is that being the sovereign queen, being the Queen Regnant, it comes with a lot of responsibility. And most of us don't want to don't want to have that responsibility. We don't want to step up to the occasion, myself included, right? I know that I know, first of all Black women have the potential to be Queen Regnants, right? Because we're born Queen Regnants, right? We're born queens in our own rights, right? Because we come from a matriarch, right? We come from a monarch or a matriarch, a woman-led history. That's how we come into this realm. So all Black women are Queen Regnants, right? We have decided to put the crown on our sons, but he's not the supreme ruler in how we live. We are, Black women are, right? Black women possess the ultimate power in making decisions and how we live, right? And most of us don't want to live and don't want to take on that responsibility, my own self included. I have trouble with what is the saying? I don't know. Heavy is the head that wears the crown or something. Anyway, my mother. Let's talk about the Queen Regnant. My mother's a Queen Regnant. She was a Queen Regnant, and my mother used to tell me all the time it gets lonely at the top. I remember when I first moved into my first apartment. I was 19 years old. I was a mother. My daughter at the time, if I was 19, she was what, 5? I had just now got a little job making a little bit of money. I was making like $12 an hour. This was like 10 years ago. So, you know, I was paid in my mind, you know, in comparison to my friends, in comparison to my peers, I was paid. So at this time, I moved into my own place. All the rest of my friends, they were all at home. And none of them really wanted to talk to me, right? Because here I am, I'm walking into my light as a regnant queen, and my friends were still, maybe could have been, well, Black girls are not allowed to be princesses at all, right? We don't get that, we don't get that kind of, luxury. So they were all, becoming, queen, they were all becoming queen mothers, right? They were being identified by their sons. I luckily had a daughter, and I was the daughter of a Queen Regnant. And I used to call my mother every day because no one would talk to me. None of my friends would talk to me. Every time I tried to call them, none of them would talk to me. So I called my mother every fucking day, and my mother just, you know, she just, one day I call her and she busts out laughing, and she says, "It get lonely at the top, right?" And I was 19 years old when she said this to me. And now looking back on it, now I see what she's talking about. Now I see what she was talking about then, and the life that she led as a Queen Regnant, and you know, how it does get lonely at the top as a Queen Regnant. Once you walk into that power, once you accept that is who you are and you walk into that power, you accept it, right? Because the first thing you have to do is accept it as Black women, and we don't have to accept it, which is why I've been talking about divestment. But I'm gonna get back to that. I am deciding to accept it. In this Scorpio full moon tonight, I am letting the Queen Mother and me die. Although I have no sons. Although I have no sons, and I've always been a Queen Regnant. I'm walking into that light, and any other option for me is no longer an option, right? So black women have the potentiality to walk into this divinity if we so decide, and we don't have to decide to do so, right? Y'all can keep on being queen mothers. Y'all can keep on standing out getting fucking rubber bullets in your head over these sons. Y'all can stay in black and stand over these sons. You guys will fucking die over these sons. Or you can decide to let them go and live inside the power of being a queen regnant, which if you live in the power of the queen regnant, everyone around you has to rise to the occasion, right? And that's the scary part. That's the scary part for black women. That's the scariest part for me, knowing that once I walk into this light, nothing that I've been familiar with, nothing that I've grown up knowing makes sense anymore. No one is able to be in my space once I walk into this divinity unless they are themselves divine. Okay? So the regnant queen, if black women so decide to walk into that light, and I'll tell you how you become the regnant queen. As I said, black women come from a monarch or matriarchy where it's led by women, right? That's how every single black woman born into this realm has the potential to live as a regnant queen. It is our birthright, right? It is our birthright if we choose to take it, and we don't have to. And a lot of us won't. And a lot of us won't for several reasons. My reason for not accepting the fact that I'm a regnant queen and living in that divinity is because I don't want the responsibility of being a divine being on earth. I don't want the responsibility of having to behave that way. I just now told my daughter, tonight after we order McDonald's, for dinner, I said, eating McDonald's is a form of self-harm, right? And she laughs and we joke about it. But even something as small as eating McDonald's food is beneath the queen regnant, right? So having to get up every night, cook for myself, find myself worthy of the hassle of having to cook for myself every night, not eating out, taking care of my body, right? Taking care of my a physical temple in this realm is one of the things that I have trouble with doing as a queen regnant. Like I want to be lazy about it. Not only that, I kind of like my friends. I like my friends. They are out here mammying, muling, and pick-meing, being pick-me's, and I kind of like them. But I know if I walk into the light and the divinity of being a regnant queen, I can no longer communicate or sit around them and talk about how niggas ain't shit no more, which is getting bored to me any fucking way. I don't want to talk about that any fucking way. But there goes so now I have to find myself more worthy and start not being lazy in how I live my life, right? I also have to let go of my friends, right? I have to let go of my friends because my friends and my women friends and my women what's the word? I want to say companions, my women friendships and my women circles and hold on a second, I'm gonna cough. And my women friends and my women circle around me, and then I have to realize that I have to raise my standard in dating, right? Because the queen regnant, she only dates kings that are on her own level, right? She dates kings that are on her own level or who have more to offer her. Right? She does not date down. So there go all of my dating options as far as, well, black men was also always a no-go. But even as far as men that's outside of my my race being a black man, because black men are all out, but that only puts a small number of non-black men that I could actually be coupled with. I have to live with the fact that a siren queen, a queen regnant, sometimes does not marry. Sometimes she lives her life alone, right? So I have to live with that. And these are my issues in walking into my light as a regnant queen, as a sovereign queen. One of the things that I see with other black women that really just makes my stomach turn. Another reason why black women don't want to walk into the divinity of being a queen regnant is because once you walk into that divinity, you let all of the black women around you know that she has the potential and the power within her to be one as well. Okay? And I thought about this. I was listening to if I mention somebody on my YouTube page, I mention them because I follow them. I follow their work. I appreciate their work and I respect them a great deal. So I was listening to a Kendall St. Charles video. And she asked the ladies that were in this group with her, her exact question, and I'm trying to word it right, but let me just get the wording that I got. She asked, do black women not want to walk into their divinity because if she walks into her divinity, she's opened up the door for other black women to walk into their own divinity? And she asked this question. I listened to the answer to the question, and not a single woman in this call with her answered it. They all skipped and hopped around. They started talking about niggas. They started talking about dating. They started talking about exercise. Like, they started talking about everything else except for the fact that if you stand in your divinity, you are calling other black women to stand in theirs as well. Cause it's nice. It's nice when you a queen siren and you feel when you a queen siren, you ain't really walk into your light because can't nobody else see it. You know, once you walk into your light, everybody sees it. Everybody sees who you are. But if you're a queen regnant and you want, you know, you just not really seeing it. You're not really walking in that light. You're not really letting everybody know. You're like a hidden queen siren, a siren queen like I am currently. In my friends and in my friend circles and in my, you know, I'm divesting quietly. Not dealing with Blackistan quietly. You know, I'm leaving out of here as quiet as can be. But for my safety. Right? The first reason is for my safety, but the second reason is because I don't, you know, if I put the light on myself as a queen regnant, then if I do something wrong or I do something not necessarily wrong, or if I fall short of the crown, then everybody sees it. That's my reason for not wanting to walk into that light. But a lot of black women don't want to walk into that light and stand up in that light because they don't want other black women to know that you can do it too. This fact is the reason why I'm deciding to walk into my light as a regnant queen. I don't appreciate the fact that black women who quote unquote have it together, are regnant queens, are walking in their light, or are living as regnant queens. They don't want other black women to know that you can do it too. And it makes me sick. It makes me sick. And I want to remind those women right now, that every black woman can and has, 90% of black women has the potential to be a regnant queen. Okay? About every black woman that you know has the potential to be a regnant queen. And there's only one thing that stops a woman from being a regnant queen. And guess what it is? Hate for other women. It's a hate against herself. It's a hate against herself. If you are self-loathing, you cannot be a regnant queen. You do not get to be a sovereign queen if you are self-loathing and you do not have love for other queens. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I'm not telling you to go back into Blackistan and try to drag other black women who don't want to come screaming, drag them screaming, yelling, and hollering. But to those women that you see have the potential, it does not hurt to share a video. It does not hurt to just say, hey, I listen to this YouTuber. You might want to check her out. In my apartment building, it's a Regnant queen around here. And I live in the hood, and it's a Regnant queen, and I watch her, and I watch her all the time because she reminds me of myself. She has a daughter. She's a beautiful, beautiful dark-skinned black woman. She has a daughter, and I'm observant. I'm a very observant woman. I watch. People watch. And she's a sovereign queen. She's in a ghetto, and she in the hood, and she listens to hip hop, and she does her thing, because she doesn't know any better, right? And I watch her. She has a daughter. She treats her daughter with respect, love. She honors her daughter. I catch her outside sometimes. They are spray painting tennis shoes and shirts, and just her and her daughter just vibing like they do home. I think that she might be like one of those people that do upholstery. And she sits outside in the like outside in our apartment open space, and she sits outside with her daughter, and they have their paint, and she has her shit out there, and they working together. So the little girl may be about 9, the woman may be about 30, between 30 and 40. I can't tell with black women, but she's out there, and she's with her daughter, and she is mothering. That's what the fuck she doing. She's mothering, right? She's raising a Regnant queen. I don't see, I'm nosy. Since I've been living here, I've not seen a male up in her shit, up in her apartment. Now, I ain't seen no males come up in there, because I remember being, a young mother, and the men came in, but they was out of my fucking house before my daughter opened up her eyes. She never fucking knew. So, she could do it like that, or she might not even have no men up in there. She gets up and she goes to work. She's just sovereign. She's just sovereign. And I said, when I decide, and I don't say, as a, it's hard for me to really talk to black women because they so fucking catty. But I said that I'm going to start making a conscious effort to befriend her, because when I do make my exit out of Blackistan, I want to make sure that she's okay. I want to make sure that the tools that I found, the tools that I figured out how to use to get my ass up out of Blackistan, I want to make sure that she knows them as well. I want her to know that there is another way, that she does not have to get stuck in Blackistan with these fucking nignogs when the fucking bombs go off, So, I meet a lot of black women in these divested spaces, in these BWE spaces, who make it clear that they have no love for black women outside of, well, I don't even know if I would say they got love for themselves. And I think that a big part of that is how my mother raised me. My mother was a Regnant queen. She was a loving mother towards me. I don't remember any time in my life that I had those, you hear about black women having competitions with their mothers, or their mothers competing with them. I never had that, right? I think that it's easier for me to understand what being a Regnant queen is, because I had such a good example. And I know one when I see one. She doesn't have to talk. She could be ghetto. Big door knocker earrings, rolling her neck, fucking, the typical ghetto girl in the hood. She could be doing all that. But if I see her, I know her. If I see a sovereign queen, I know a sovereign queen. And I just wanted to let black women who think that they are Regnant queens, that don't want to walk into their light, because you don't want to stand in your light as a Regnant queen, because you're afraid that other black women can see you stand in your light and do the same. You're fucking sick, bitch. You're bullshit. In the hood, we would call you a bullshit bitch, and that's what the fuck you are. You're very fucking bullshit. You're very fucking bullshit. And sick. It's sick, and I don't like it. Now, moving on from the regnant queens and the divinity in them, and walking into the light of being a regnant queen. I mentioned the queen mother, which is how most black women exist. The queen mother is the mother to the incoming king. The queen dowager is the mother. I mean the wife to a dead king, right? She can also be a queen mother, right? If she has a son, then she's a queen mother. But the queen dowager is a widow to a queen. To a king. And then I went on and on about the queen regnant, because I want black women to walk into their light as the queen regnant. But if you do not have if you don't have the courage of living in the space of the queen regnant, if you don't have if you don't feel like you want the responsibility of being a queen regnant, the reason why I talk about divestment so much is because another way that black women can go and stand in our light is by being a queen consort, right? And a queen consort is the wife of a king. Is the wife of a king. That's who she creates a comfortable life for herself because she marries a king. And there's no shame in that, black women. And there's absolutely no shame in being a queen queen consort, right? The power of being that queen is in your king. So you got to be choicey. Okay, sis, you gotta be choicey. So I go on to say that a way out of black women are trying to find a safe space in this new coming world, right? This new coming world that's coming in fast, and black women are trying to find their safe spaces, and we're going to all find it in different ways. Some of us are going to be regnant queens. An example of a regnant queen, almost regnant queen, is Omarosa, right? Omarosa is a regnant queen. She's a sovereign queen, a queen all on her own, and she found ways to be in the spaces of kings who was her equivalent, right? Now, I'm not saying she married a king regnant, a king that was her equivalent. I'm just saying that she finds ways to be in the spaces of men who are her equal or have more to offer. For instance, she was in the White House with the president, right? Omarosa is a fine example of a queen regnant, a sovereign queen. Almost. Omarosa can be a little bit more kinder to black women, and she could be a little bit more honest about who she is, and she does. I own Omarosa book. It was called something. It was something bitch. It was something bitch. Damn, I can't remember the name of the book, but bitch, how to be a bitch or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. But Omarosa is a fine example of a queen regnant. Another example of a queen regnant is I want to say, let's just leave it at Omarosa. Omarosa is a queen regnant. Now, another option for black women who don't want to stay in their divinity, and a lot of black women don't and won't, is of course a queen consort. So this is about you. This is about being choosy, ladies. This is about being choosy and choosing the right mate, choosing the right king, which is why I talk about divestment, because black women, if you don't want to walk in your divinity as a sovereign queen, black women can find a safe space at Brad's table as his queen. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the matter. And I'm giving black women who don't want to live in their divinity how you do it. You can divest, start dating out, start dating non-black men, and find a seat as his queen consort. That is an option for black women. But what the fuck we got to get the fuck away from is being a queen mother. Okay? Being a queen mother, unless your queen mothering is talking about, unless we talking about queen mother and your queen mother is about being the mother of the incoming regnant queen. Okay? You need to consider divestments and dating out and being okay with being a queen consort and marrying into a better life. okay I'm just saying some black women are not gonna, and that's okay, and that is okay. Listen, I don't find no shame in it. No shame in it. Black women who are queen regnants, although she's a queen all on her own, she does not find fault in the queen consort. She, when she sees the queen consort and she, if the respect comes in the king she chose, right? So as a regnant queen, if you are a queen consort and I can look and see that, you just chose a better situation for you, as Kindle St. Charles used to say, choose the best option, in dating, because most black women are not going to live as queen regnants, and you want to choose the best option in dating and sit at the head of a queen of a king's table because he set you there, because he chose to sit you there, or because you chose to sit there. By all means, sis, do what you must do. But I just wanted to come in and let us all understand what different queens are, because we all out here saying we queens. What kind of queen you trying to be? What kind of queen you trying to be? And as a queen regnant who is now standing in my light and walking into it, I'm gonna be calling you queen regnants who half-ass and bullshit out. Because the competition amongst black women really makes no sense to me. I remember being a young girl. See, the thing about me is because I was raised on love from my mom, and I'm not saying it to brag. I'm trying to get you to understand, the way that girls that view the world, who were raised in a healthy relationship with their mom. I have always seen the divinity in black women. Always, in all black women. I have always seen the divinity in all black women. I remember being a young girl, and I was sitting on my porch in the ghetto, and it was a drug dealer on my way, and we all talked to the drug dealers or whatever, and he was serving drugs to a woman, and come to find out, once he started talking to her, he was giving drugs to his mother, right? I know these nignogs, So he was giving drugs to his mother, and again, the little queen regnant in me called her attention, and she looked at me, and she just, I was a little girl when he was a few years older, but he wasn't, he wasn't like a boyfriend of mine. I was a little girl. I don't even know why I had older cousins, who lived with us, and he might have been there for one of them, but I knew him or whatever. And she looked at me, and for just a second, when she looked at me, I saw the divinity in her. And then she went right back to shame. Her eyes, glossed over with shame. But just for a minute, I saw the divinity in her. And that happened to me several times. I remember sitting on a bus as a teenager, and it was a black woman next to me, and she was, I can't remember if she was actually snorting dope or if she just was a dope fiend. But she went on and on and on with me the whole fucking ride, So from where we was at to where we were going, telling me why I should not do drugs. Mind you, she was a dope fiend. This is the divinity in black women. This is the sovereignness in black women. Here she was, down and out and fucked up, and all she had to say to me was, "Do not do it, little girl. Do not do it. I'm out here fucked up because of this. Do not do it." See, this is the love that black women have to learn to share with other black women. Regardless of how ashamed you may be. You know, when I'm talking to black women who are younger than me, and I'm talking about the horror I had mothering. Okay, I was in a group, and one of the and these were young girls, and I had made it so that they could ask me, you know, and they began to ask me questions, and the shame crept in. The shame crept in of you know, having a child so young, but I was still able to stand on my square as a sovereign queen and do what I needed to do for them. Regardless of how ashamed I was able to stand on my square as a sovereign queen and let them know in my shame. And what almost destroyed me, I let them know, do not do this. Do not have children young. It will ruin your life. You know what I'm saying? Black women have to learn how to have that for younger black women, and for even other black women. I didn't do drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like these women who just had a twinge, just a tinge of their divinity had not been completely washed away with their lifestyle, and they advised me not to do drugs, and I ain't do them. Did I not do them because of me or because of what they said or for whatever reason? The fact is, I did not do them, and they told me not to. The divine mother spoke through them to me and told me not to do it. Not to do it. This is the sovereign and black women. All of them, every single one of them. And one of the groups I was in, somebody said, "Oh, well, you know, black women are, or black people are not a monolith." No, sis, we are not. But the divinity that I have, every black woman has it. The divinity that's within me is within every single black woman, regardless of who she is. Regardless, 90% of black women have the power to walk in her divinity. Now, we're not talking about black women who are so male identified that they are out here destroying women, because that's like what is it? What is it like, one crime that you cannot be forgiven for, and that's harming black women, intentional harm to black women and children. But outside of that wickedness is the divinity that all black women have. And all black women can live in any moment. She can walk in any moment. She can decide to stand to the occasion of being a sovereign queen, of being a queen regnant, a queen on her own. And when those ladies who had gone through life in a horrible way and had a very fucked up existence, when they were advising me as a young girl to not make the decisions that they had, they were being sovereign queens. They were letting the divinity from their soul spill out of their mouths to me, and I am grateful for them. That is all I had to say, really. Please comment if you like. If you want to know some books I read about sovereign queens and the sovereignness of black women, the black mother, the great cosmic mother, you can comment below, and I will let you know some of the videos and some of the books that I have read. And so black women, if you're ready to be sovereign queens, if you're ready to be queen regnants, You know, step into the occasion. Shit, we need to see more. We need to see more, because then we know we can do it. And if you are deciding to be a queen consort, okay, sis, ain't nothing wrong with that. Choose the best man. Okay? Don't be out here fucking becoming no queen and no fucking bum. As they say, no fucking bottom shelf breads. Okay? That's. And this probably, besides the Eve blog, that's probably all I'm gonna say on divestment. I have talked about it enough. And you know, interracial dating, marrying, and options for black women. I'm not gonna beat black women over the head with that, because there's so much of that going on. I really want to talk about the esoterics of who we are, and you know, how do we get back into our divinity, and moving into this new world. You know, what is best for black women. I want to stay on top of the esoterics of what's going on in the world, as far, well, in the United States of America, which is our world anyway. What is going on with black women, and you know, our spaces, and what's the best option for black women. But I wanted to touch on this because I know that, you know, there's going to be siren queens, and there's going to be queen consorts, and queen consorts. It's no shame in finding your space out of Blackistan, in the fold, in the, you know, the being a queen to a non-black man. It's no shame in that, and you know, that's an option. But I think that most of my content is for the queen regnants. From now on, most of my content is going to be for the queen regnants. So it's not going to be, you know, I didn't talk to the queen consorts. Sis, I done told your ass what to do. Listen, Brad out here, he checking for Brad out here checking for all black women, okay? Brad out here checking for tall. He's checking for short. He's checking for skinny. He's checking for fat. He's checking for educated. He's checking for non-educated. He's checking for classy. He's checking for ghetto. Listen, Brad is out here looking for all black women. I ain't lying to you. I ain't lying. I ain't lying for you. Listen, if you a black woman and you trying to find a safe space outside of Blackistan, my advice to you, and you don't want to do the work of being a regnant queen, my advice to you is to be a queen consort, and to vet, okay? That, because, you know, just because it's a Brad does not mean he's safe, okay? Just because it's a Mario does not mean that he's safe, sis. So be very careful, and I mean vet. But yeah, that is an option for black women, and I wanted to be clear about that. I'm going to talk about Eve sometime this week. I'm going to talk about that blog that I wrote about Eve. We're going to do the commentary on that blog sometime this week. And after that, we are moving on to Siren Queen shit. And I'm going to, you know, post some of those blogs those more intimate blogs that I wrote. And yeah, we're gonna get down to it. Okay? So you guys have for me it's 1:06 a.m. on 4/27. It's 1:06 a.m. It is the full moon in Scorpio, the super pink moon, I believe. So, you know, do your full moon rituals, or hope you've done your full moon rituals, or whatever it is that you do on these full moons. Ladies, and enjoy the rest of your night. And I say ladies, it's only supposed to be ladies here, black ladies here. If you a nignog, I don't know what the fuck you over here for, because, you know, I'm fucking casting y'all demons the fuck out of here. I'm tired of y'all. I'm casting y'all demons the fuck out of here, and we're gonna get more into the demonology of black males, and more into how the black woman becomes the queen regnant, because she may be the daughter of Lilith. She is the daughter of Lilith, and we all know who Lilith procreated with. Okay, so these niggas really literally just fucking spawn to Satan. So, but we're gonna get all into those esoterics later. Love you guys, and good night, morning, evening, afternoon, whichever it is for you. Please comment. Let's talk about the shit.